Hey everybody, back for another Deck Tech. We're going to do Pauper uh, Bogles. Boggles, but Bogles. So this build is based off of a very classic build or somewhat classic build, I suppose, in Magic. What we're looking for is really hexproof or unblockable creatures, and we're going to pump them up with some enchantments. So what we're starting with is Mistcloaked Herald. Um, can't be blocked. It's a 1/1. So we can get in there, get some damage in early, or we can just use it as a chump blocker in the mid to late game. Same with Jungleborn Pioneer, it's a 2/2. Now this is vulnerable, but what it creates when it comes to the battlefield is and what we're really looking for is this 1/1 hexproof. Now the 2/2 easily use again for fodder early and mid game for blockers. With the 1/1, what we're looking to do is pump that up with some of the enchants on deck, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Some more hexproof creatures that we have. We're running Humongulus, which is a 2/5 for 5. But what's really important is, again, the hexproof. When you give this some of the enchantments that we have, it's going to make it really hard to deal with. And then our other big creature is Soul of the Rapids, which is flying hexproof, 3 blue, or again 5 for a 3/2. And those stats, I mean, it's not the greatest, it's not the strongest, but once we start enchanting it, you'll see what this does. And it's really hard in Pauper. There's not a lot of other big creatures going on that are going to be able to take care of once we start throwing some enchantments on there. And the people that are running the burn decks and the mill decks and or the enchantment heavy decks to lock down our creatures, they're not going to be able to do that. So we're going to cut out a lot of strategies. So you say, how are we going to get there? Well, we're going to use One with the Wind, and we're going to use Oakenform. One with the Wind is going to give us +2/+2 and give us flying, and the Oakenform is going to give us 3/3. So slap that on a Humongulus. If we give him One with the Wings, we've got a 4/7 that's flying and hexproof. And you give him Oakenform, that's a 7/10 that's flying and hexproof. And that's not hard to do by turn 6. And I know that's kind of late game or mid game, but in a Pauper game, even if your opponent's playing one of the quicker decks, if you can go up the board with some of your lower 1/1s and 2/2s, it's not hard to get here. It's pretty consistent for 3 to 4 wins, which is basically getting your gold back. We're using Opt and Urban Utopia, both for card advantage to draw cards, but also Urban Utopia is giving us that mana fixing. Playing a 2-color deck, we want to make sure that we have those double blues out there, and the green, of course, but definitely the double blues. And then we're also using Waterknot to shut down some of those decks that are tapping, like the Petitioner deck, the Mill deck, and take out some of their bigger creatures. You slap a Waterknot on them, they tap and they don't untap, which is very good in the Pauper format right now. Standard Pauper. We're using 4 of both Woodland Stream and Simic Guildgate. That's help with the mana fixing. And we're also using 5 forests and 11 islands. That blue becomes very important. We're mainly blue, but we do run quite a bit of green if you list here. So the standard Pauper Bogles, not Boggles, but Bogles. 4 Mistcloaked Herald, that's the 1/1 that's unblockable. 4 Jungleborn Pioneer. When that comes into play, we have a 2/2, but more importantly, we have a 1/1 that's hexproof. So you dump some of those, either One with the Wind or Oakenform on that, and you have a pretty formidable little attacker. Humongulus and Soul of the Rapids, also a hexproof creatures. One with the Wind, we're slapping on +2/+2, giving our creatures flying. Oakenform +3/+3. Opt, we're scrying a little bit of card advantage there with a draw. We get that early game to get our engine going. Urban Utopia, again, it's helping us with mana fixing, and it's also letting us draw a card. Waterknot is really our defensive enchantment. lock down our opponent's creatures, so they're not able to tap us down or not able to mill us out, or they just don't untap. We're locking them out of the game, so we get past them. So if they have flyers that we need to get around, that's what we're doing. Woodland Stream, Simic Guildline, 4 of each of those. The Guild Gate and the Woodland Stream, they're helping us with mana fixing, and finally our forests and our islands. And the list will be below. Just go ahead and take a look at this. If you like what we're doing, subscribe, give us some thumbs up. We really appreciate it. We're trying to keep these I'm trying to keep these deck techs short and sweet, just telling you what I'm playing in there, and hopefully giving you a list that does as well for you as it's been doing for me. I've been pretty, as you can see from the thumbnail, I've been pretty consistent on the 3 to 4 wins, which is 2 to 250 gold. So you're pretty much, you're breaking even on the play and gaining a couple cards, and it's just a fun deck to play. The whole point is to get out those bigger creatures with Hexproof and throw on those enchantments and beat face with your opponent. I hope you like it. If you do, give a thumbs up, leave a comment below, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the YouTube stuff. Hey, peace be with you, my brothers and sisters.